But Northwest Sox Balding, Bare Bones Broadcasting. That last performance, too much church, don't you think? I was remembering me going to church when I was a kid. I didn't like Sunday school. Only I liked the ceremony. And I attended it vehemently. I know I paid attention too somewhat. I know I did. I can overhear it coming out of me, and I'm astounded how much I paid attention. Only I know that nobody made me go to church. I know that too. I started early in the choir, and no one made me go to church. I was paid to be in that choir, and I had rehearsed several times a week in that choir. Not during the summer, even though we had choir during the summer. You were paid. There might have been choir practice during the summer, yeah. There was choir practice during the summer. So year-round, I went to choir practice and got paid. I went to church since I was, I can't remember, early. 9 years old, probably. 9. And no one made me at all. I mean, I got up at it. Sunday morning, I was at it. Interesting, that's child labor, isn't it? It is. A boys' choir, paying them is child labor, and the hell it ain't. And I've had that mindset since I was 9 years old. Now, it also was the same mindset I had to live in my dad's house, though. When we were children, we were woke up early in the morning, fed, and put to work on Saturday morning. Do you want to bet? And with obedience and understanding why. Because we lived there. That's why. You live here, you get up in the morning, you eat and go to work. Do you understand me? That's how we do things. You don't resent it, it's your privilege. Now, I wish I had got that better. That place would still be there. I didn't appreciate the treasure of it. I'm an idiot. None of the siblings did. We are idiots. My father was so far ahead that we are, to the day, never going to catch up with the ghost of my father. Want to bet? I don't recognize that as a prodigal. I'm not worth a shit, am I? I'm the prodigal. That's one of the first things I had to recognize to get my ass home. Up here. Want to bet? And the place is gone. And I can't go home to my dad's farm. And I ache as the prodigal. I'll wonder forever as the prodigal because my dad and the farm are gone. And I remembered after it was gone. And I'm Scrooge on Christmas morning without a penny in my pocket. And the damn goose is sitting right in front of me. And these astronomers and stuff try to tell me how to cleverly get through this, and they're full of shit. A guy said one day, he told me, he said, here's life for you. You walk into a store, and there's all these cakes for sale, and they won't sell you one. You got money, you got the ability to buy the cake, you're not allowed to buy it. Not for you. He had a clever way of handling it, and I can't remember it. What he said is, there was something like, change your taste for cake. Develop another taste. Well, he might have meant that the kind of cake, I was allowed to buy another kind of cake, not the ones I wanted. I had to select another kind of cake. Well, okay. Still, I'm not allowed to have those cakes. that still is there. And without any reason. So it gets me kind of worked up as an individual. Always will. Which, baits me up for what I call this afterlife. You gotta watch the time. Pretty soon my mind is drift away. I forget what I've been talking about. My leg is itching. This is the kind of way I am sometimes. I wish I wasn't. I'm like the lady on Bewitched. It's really my anatomy is not functioning and my mind can go barrel. When my anatomy is functioning, I can pretty much hone in and stay. Just then you saw my mind go, whoa. I watch people do it on television all the time. To me, the advertising industry has driven you to it. You're not discussing anything in front of you. All the words all day long you hear isn't talking about what's living right in front of you. You're part of the capture of it, and you're not able to get outside yourself and look at yourself and talk about the mistake you're doing alongside a lot of mistakes been going on for a long time, the very same mistake. I guess you haven't used your social studies class and remembered how other societies have lived. And I was very fortunate with an education I had. They drugged me back through society after society in my youth and reminded me of pros and cons of the societies, what they were doing right, what they were doing wrong, basically. And I'm very fortunate to have my background from my wit. I don't remember it all. Believe me, I was a very poor student. I flash on events, some of it, and the events they were speaking of, both. The events of the class and the events they were speaking of. Very dumb student, and I'm certainly not going to go back and study all the stuff I've been through. Am I? You know what I've been drugged through in my education, in my life? Could you recall all that? It'd be nice to get that when I had the interest to capture it and hold it. When it was drugged through me, my mind most of the time was out the window. Couldn't focus on that kind of talk on the anatomy of a cell. When I was 9 years old, they're telling me about the anatomy of a cell. Well, 12, whatever. Whenever I got the anatomy of a cell, believe me, I was not interested in the anatomy of a cell. Interested in the anatomy of something else. Her name wasn't Cell, was it? Now I find the anatomy of the cell kind of interesting. Then other anatomies had my mind, and why? Like damn hormones, which kept me from being free all my life. Right now, hormones talking to you. The hormones are talking to you. Oh, no one's touched probably, and his hormones are talking to you now. Yeah.